So I have a friend who told me that tab for tab isn't good on Kick, where streamers will open each other's streams and just leave emojis and not chat. And it is a way of supporting, but it's not real, genuine support. And the thing with that, to briefly introduce it, people will open dozens, sometimes over 100 tabs on their, like, I don't know, NVIDIA 4090 GPU gaming PC or a separate device even, and they'll tab up as many other people as they can. Sometimes even smaller streamers or people who don't know them, and but usually it's in the same pool of creators who I'm in. Now I use tab for tab, but I do it a little different. So I'll tab people without chatting or leaving an emoji just to support them. I don't care if they support me back. Like right now I have 3 people tabs who I don't care if they tab me back. I just have them tab. And there's a 4th person who I have tab who I think I chatted earlier, but I don't think he tagged me this stream. But one of the problems with that is if you can't tab each other, and let's say you're busy streaming, so just leave an emoji. If they're too busy to chat with them and sit there and talk with them for a prolonged period of time, then what can you do? Because a lot of people argue and push back and say that it is support and they're leaving emojis, they're tabbing the whole stream, refreshing the tab after it uh, shorts out. Um, now, I'm not here to give a whole long explanation. That would take longer. But what I want to add to this whole grand ordeal is that if I were on Twitch, right, and I made these friends and we tab each other, that's cool. Same with Kick. But, and I actually support tab for tab. I'm not neutral. I'm not anti-tab for tab. I support tab for tab. What I don't like is that same. This is going back to what I originally said. My friend who warned me about this after I already knew about it, but and it's not that you're opening too many tabs. Are you gonna open that many tabs? When you get to 1,000 viewers, 2,000 viewers, how are you gonna tab all of them back? Well, the answer to that is you wouldn't tab them all back because they're too big. But and this is taking some brain power now for me to think about this, because this is the crux right here. I'm about to tell you. If you tab for tab too many people, what happens is you'll have a dip later. So you'll do well for a few months, several months, maybe years. But if your content doesn't improve, you're only improving how many tabs you can do. Your tabbing improves, but your content is still shit. Then you're not gonna grow. Eventually, you're gonna plummet. I've seen it happen to people. So, like, there's this one guy, I really like him, I'm not gonna name him, but, and I don't even know if he still does tab for tab, so obviously I can't call him out. Not that I would, but, he's a good guy. He's my friend. But, and he's grown a lot, I assume, from tab for tab, but, mainly, the function is to grow while you're still small. But when you're bigger, you're supposed to, have more traction and then pull in more like new people browsing Kick. And if you were to do this anywhere else, it may not work. It works on Kick because uh, it's done by some of the biggest streamers on Kick. Like some of the people who get hundreds of viewers do tab like religiously. And Kick is still a relatively small website. Like I had browsed through the entire Just Chatting in probably like 15 minutes scrolling through. But Twitch, no way. Maybe 10 minutes on Kick. And by the way, I'm not talking into this mic. I'm talking into the phone. This mic is connected to my stream. I'm live now. Now that said, that's Kick. But if I go on Twitch, the problem with Twitch is there's not enough support. So on the one hand, you have Kick, and people are abusing the tab for tab. But on the other hand, you have Twitch, and there's no support. And then you have like social media, YouTube, that's kind of in the middle, gray area. But also, when people say there's no black and white, 50 Shades of Grey, what that means is everything is gray. So while Kick has too much, it's also too little. While Twitch has none, they also have some. Everything is somewhere in between. So if I went out and I try to say, oh, I found the best, most perfect thing, then in order for that to be a true statement, it has to be an exception where it's not operating on normal rules. If I reach the point where I can chop off my arm with my bare hand, something's wrong. If I reach the point I can chop it off with a knife, something's still wrong. I shouldn't be that strong, right? But see, the thing is, people will never assume good things about you. People will only assume bad things about you. That's why they have to say, then with the benefit of the doubt. So they never assume good things about you. And even if they do, when you go out and you meet new people, they're gonna assume good things about you based on what they already have dealt with. So if you go into someone's chat and you're like, hey, a lot of people ban me, please don't ban me, and they're like, oh, you seem like a nice person, I would never ban you, and later they ban you. So kind of twist when you filter for what people say, twist it around. If they say it one way, twist it the other way.